Good afternoon. My name is David Grothus. Today's date is January 15th, 2018. The title of my speech is Common Sense for the American People. Common Sense for the American People. I wrote this speech on January 1st of 2018. American communities are composed of citizens who pay taxes to both state and federal authorities. Every citizen has a duty to obey all laws passed by Congress. No citizen is above the law. Citizens have due process in a court of law. Non-citizens do not have due process because they are not citizens. Non-citizens are to be detained and deported by those in authority. The Constitution is a document every citizen must submit to at all times. The government derives its just authority from the consent of the will of the people. Government authorities must abide by the rule of law at all times, under all circumstances. Equal justice under the law is a main premise for American society. Is the general welfare of American citizens being maintained by government authorities? That's a very serious question. Let me repeat that. Is the general welfare of American citizens being maintained by government authorities? Are government authorities providing for the common defense of each American citizen by enforcing the laws passed by Congress? Is domestic tranquility being maintained by government authorities? Are individual rights of American citizens being protected by government authorities from lawbreakers? Those are some very honest questions you must ask yourselves. The main contract between citizens and the government authorities is based upon the agreement that the rule of law is objective and just. Government authorities are under the Constitution and must submit to it at all times. There are no laws passed by Congress that government authorities cannot enforce. That means every law passed by Congress must be enforced by people that work for the government. They do not have authority to not enforce a law passed by Congress. The basis of civic order is the enforcement of the law at all times. At any time government authorities violate their sworn legal duty to enforce the law, they commit a breach of duty to the rule of law. Individuals who are elected into office or hired to fulfill a legal duty to the citizens who pay their salary commit insurrection to their sworn legal duty when they fail to enforce any law which was passed by Congress. Citizens and government authorities are both under the rule of law. Only Congress has authority to make laws concerning immigration naturalization. No state government can make laws that go against federal law. That's called the Supremacy Clause in the Constitution. Federal law trumps state law at all times. The moment any citizen or government employee, I'm talking about police officers and sheriff deputies, mayors and governors, the moment any citizen or government employee violates a known law or fails to honor their oath of office as an elected leader or public servant to enforce a known law passed by Congress, that citizen or elected leader commits an act of insurrection against the rule of law and becomes a lawbreaker by rebellion against civic order and the rule of law. The common defense of the community which they are a part of by being a citizen is not being protected. Breaching a legal duty by any government employee violates their oath to uphold and defend the Constitution against both foreign invasions and domestic threats. Congress has a legal duty to make sure the laws are faithfully executed. Congress has a legal duty to make sure citizens have a republican form of government. Non-citizens have no rights to be protected. Non-citizens have no due process in a court of law. Civic order, domestic tranquility, the common defense are duties of the government authorities right now. They get a salary from taxpayers to enforce the rule of law. 10 million plus illegal aliens, violators who have violated federal law by trespassing into the United States must be detained and deported by those in authority who are under the Constitution. 10 million plus Muslims who have violated a federal law passed in 1952 by Congress must be detained and deported by those in authority who are under the Constitution. Federal law demands that the laws passed by Congress must be enforced. 100,000 National Guardsmen, 100,000 Army men, 50,000 police officers, 50,000 sheriff deputies must obey the Constitution and under the President's legal authority faithfully put down all individuals who are violating their sworn legal duty to defend and uphold the rule of law. Detaining and deporting violators of federal law is the legal duty of all government authorities. Did you get that? Detaining and deporting violators of federal law. I'm talking about illegal immigrants and Muslims who have violated federal law. It's their duty to have them detained and deported. Civic order, domestic tranquility, and the common defense demands that the rule of law be enforced, and those who choose to violate the law through breach of a legal duty or an act of trespassing be held accountable in a court of law. No one is above the reach of the rule of law. America cannot be great or just without the laws passed by Congress to be enforced at all times by those in authority. Equal justice under the law means that every citizen will be held accountable for any violation of law in a court of law. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Abraham Lincoln would affirm the words that I've spoken today. May justice and truth be with you throughout 2018. God bless you, and you have a super great day.